Hey everyone, Egman here with another video. Today I've got a, maybe hopefully not too ambitious, a tricolor Beerus deck. I've really normally what happens with a lot of these top 10 lists that I do is that I leave like one or two archetypes away because I don't think I'd fall in love with them, and then I just honestly do. For the Beerus archetype, I really love the leader, but not the actual archetype that was in the set around it. Like all the Beerus cards, I felt like most of them were kind of like there wasn't like an actual game plan associated with them. They were just kind of some moderately good cards, but didn't have its own archetype. So once I found an archetype for this leader, I really started to like it and really dig with it. So this was going to be the red green Broly stuff that came out of last set. I think this leader and just cards in the set have a lot of tools to make that better. And yeah, let's just jump on into it. So we've got the Beerus leader. Active main once per turn. Choose one red or yellow card from your hand, place in your drop area, and draw two. This skill is like amazing. One, you can do it on turn one, so even if you don't attack, you can still start going +1 with it, which is great. And it's unlike Hurdigarn, which is like a battle card. This is any card that's either red or yellow, which is fantastic. We have a bunch of 10k combos in our hand that we can just get rid of immediately and turn it to other cards. Dormant Legends is a really good card for that as well. And just there's a lot of synergy there, so like that ability a lot. It's a 4 life or less, untap 2 energy, and then on the Awaken side, it's kind of like Toa, where I think I didn't feel like I fell into the trap with Toa, where because you don't get any draw power on the Awaken side. I kind of felt like Toa was going to be okay with it, but Beerus, I was actually worried about, like, man, you don't have anything, but it has active main once per turn for one red and one yellow. Choose one of your opponent's battle cards and KO it. So that's an amazing ability. For two specific colors, it's kind of costly, but I think it's still fine because there's no energy or power level restriction for it, so that's fine. And also active battle once per turn. So this is either player's turn. Choose one red or yellow multicolor card in your drop area and combo with it. So not only is this great for getting like an extra 10k on anything you want, which I mean is almost like the value of 2 cards, so that's fantastic. But also you're able to get red yellow into your combo area, and so if you need to do some arrival stuff, then you don't have to pay the cost or hand advantage to do that kind of arrival stuff. So really good for arrival for red yellow stuff, and kind of like a step in the right direction when you're kind of comboing for like a red green arrival, because it has the red requirement now. You just need like a green card to get in there. So great cards there. And let's go into the meat and potatoes of the deck. So the main part of this deck is to just be kind of like poke at your opponent, be kind of control heavy, and kind of stop them for what you're doing, but also just generate a lot of value for yourself. So we do this with, so first, Dormant Legend. We need to get this into our drop areas so we can play our rival Broly's. So we can either just hard cast, like use our leader's ability to drop it from our hand to draw 2, and then it's in there for free. We also have this new card from the set, Balm of the Problem Solver. This card is almost literally written to say, help with a, non-Broly dormant, or a non-Broly leader to get Dormant Legend out. But yeah, so permanent, if you have a red or green multicolor card in your energy, reduce the cost of this card in your hand by 2. And then auto, choose one red or green extra card in your deck with energy cost 2 or less, place in your drop area when you then shuffle your deck. And when you play this card, draw 1. So fantastic, being able to just you can draw 1 so it replaces itself, but also it just literally says put Dormant Legends into your drop area so you can, it can be active from the get-go. It's weird that this is on a Balma card because it doesn't, there's no story synergy with it, but this is just a fantastic card for the archetype, and really kind of helps it not be restricted to just the red Broly leader, it just helps out the deck a lot and the archetype. So cool there. Let's talk about these cards in general. So they're both arrivals. The 4-drop is arrival red green. And you can only have one of each of them in your battle area, and you can't play them unless Dormant Legends in your drop. So when you play this card, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards, gets minus 10k power until the end of your opponent's turn. This is also key, so it's the end of your opponent's turn. So if you do this arrival on your turn, it gets minus 10k, and then if on your opponent's next turn, it's still minus 10k until the end of their turn. So that's something to note. It's not just the turn, it's your opponent's turn. Also, when your opponent combos, you may choose one card in your hand, place in your drop area. If you do, choose one card in your opponent's combo area, place in your owner's drop area, then negate the skill for duration of the turn. So this is This is great for getting rid of. Once again, we have a bunch of 10Ks in our deck, so if we have any cards that are kind of clunky, that are just kind of stuck in hand, we can just say, we'll use this to get rid of a useless card for us, to get rid of a potential combo card for our opponent. So cool there, cool to hand destruction kind of ability, and just feels good. Then you also have Broly, Tragedy Foretold. So arrival for 1 red, 1 green. Same thing, you can only have one of these in your battle area, and you can't play it unless Dormant Legend is in your drop area. Auto, when you play this card, choose up to 2 of your opponent's battle cards, ignoring Barrier, get minus 15k power until the end of your opponent's turn. So this is fantastic. This is also for like the baby combo, the 4-drop baby that they arrival out. They can, they could be swinging, they arrival it out, and then on your turn, you can say, or on your combo phase, you can just arrival this out to counter it. It gives the minus 15k to the baby, and then it just blows up. And so you pretty much shut down your opponent's game plan, and then you just have this big old Broly, which also has, when your opponent combos, you may choose 1 card in your opponent's combo area and place it in its owner's drop area. If you do, negate the skill for duration of the turn. So since Arrival is being more, is becoming more of a thing, this is a fantastic card for getting rid of nasty things from their combo area. If they're comboing a red and then a green, when they combo the green, you can get rid of one of those 2 cards, and now they have to combo another card if they need to do Arrival. And if they're trying to just use 1 card for Arrival by a 10k, you can just get rid of that on the spot, and that just feels really good and can help out those kind of game plans. So great card here. And if this can come out on turn 2 or 3 consistently, then like you're feeling pretty good about it. So that's kind of like the big monsters in this deck. And then we pretty much have like support around this deck for we have a lot of options we can do on 2 energy, and it's just finding the options we need, shutting down our opponent, and just gaining value while they're scrambling to get around us. So some support cards. So one, we're also running the red yellow multicolor cards. We're running 6 of those. One, we just need cards to be activated on our opponent's awakened side. Beerus no holds barred. This card I've slowly started to love too. Going into it, I didn't think it was too strong because it didn't push a win condition. It just was kind of like a control card. So by itself, it's great for controlling. So it's an arrival for 1 red, 1 yellow, and then when you play this card, choose one. Choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards with 30k power or less and KO it. Or choose up to 1 of your opponent's leader cards or battle cards in rest mode, ignoring Barrier, and that card can't be switched to active mode until the start of your next main phase. So the idea is that either one of these guys can shut down different opponents, but just being able to KO or get rid of stuff during the battle step is a powerful effect, and just being able to take advantage of that is really good. So great card here, and it just as a controlling unit, this is becoming better and better to me. We're also running 2 of the King Vegeta and Vegeta Royal Bloodline, just so we have more red yellow stuff. This is important for us to make sure we have stuff to actually use with our leader. And if we want to get our secret rare on turn 5, we have to charge we should be charging a red yellow sometime. So this is something to consider too. But so what this card does is that arrival red yellow for 1 yellow. When you play this card, draw 1 card, then choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards in rest mode with energy cost 3 or less and KO it. So once again, being able to blow up stuff in the battle during the battle step, it replaces itself. So you can, if you use your leader effect, you combo something, then for 1 you get this card out for this 20k. You can blow up something of your opponent's, and you get to draw 1. So you go +1, and you disrupt your opponent. So good all around there. So let's talk about the secret rare, I guess. This is just I don't think this is necessary in the deck. I just felt like Hatch Yak is really scary, and we don't have any options for that in the main board. So, and we're already running red green, so this could be a cool, fun little thing we want to do. If we're playing against a deck that's that could support this, and this might be better in the side deck as well. But so 1, if you don't know what it does, so it's arrival red green for 3 red and 2 green. So we can help get that with our awakened leader. But when you play this card, choose 1 card in your life, place in your drop, then deal 2 damage to your opponent. And also when your opponent combos with a battle card with energy cost of 2 or less, choose up to 1 card in your opponent's combo area and place in their owner's drop. So once again, if you have all these Brolys out, then your opponent can't combo anything, and they're very scared too. The fact that it can deal 2 damage unexpectedly to your opponent is fantastic as well. And yeah, it's just a great card to play on turn 5, especially against kind of a slower control deck. Especially also since we're not taking our own life as much, that we can really afford to take the one. So just this is more cheeky. If you don't have this card, you don't want it. I don't think it's needed, but I felt like it was cool to as a tech against other control decks. So that's why that's there. All the rest of the cards are just kind of generic support cards and disruption cards. So 2 Negotiated Krillin. This is my personal choice. But it's barrier and auto. When you combo with this card from your battle area, choose up to 1 card in your opponent's combo area, place it in its owner's drop. That's great. It's good for disrupting this 4-drop Bardock as well. And this can be essentially a 15k combo, which is great if we need it to be that. If we just we have extra energy open on a turn, we can just play this for free or for 1, and then it just kind of sits there and kind of intimidates your opponent from playing any like 10k combos or anything. We've got Whi's Godly Fundamentals, great card here. So if your leader card is a Beerus card, you send this card from your drop area to your warp. Choose up to 1 card in your life, add it to your hand, so Self-Awakening. And then choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards, it gets minus 5k power for duration of the turn. So this this goes +1 from the drop area, which is great. And then also you can maybe blow up something small of your opponent's as well, and helps us Self-Awaken. So great card here. Recommend it 100%. 4 After Image Technique because we need a negate. 3 Intensifying Power Trunks. This is kind of like a weaker part of the deck, but I just felt like we needed some more Self-Awakening if we needed to, so we don't get quote unquote stalled. Not that we really care about that, but also since we're being really aggressive or not like aggressive value wise, having more criticals in the deck, and by more I mean a critical in the deck, can help that out a lot. And just kind of squeeze some, make your opponent have to discard cards in their hand or combo, which means that they will have to, interact with the Broly's and that kind of stuff. So that's cool. We're running 4 Elegant Assistant Helis because this is a god. We have to get to 4 life or less, which can be a little bit tricky in this deck, and it's a 0 combo until you're there, since this is one of the older super combos. But it's kind of like a Paragus where instead of discarding at the end, you have to discard a card first, and then if you do draw 2, and then you get 10k. But unlike other Beerus decks, we're running green, so this can be great for a rival. Since it is green, we can do this. If we're at 4 life or less, we're assumably awakened, so we can do super combo. Fix our hand, and then we can use Beerus' effect to active battle, get a red yellow, and then we essentially do have a red and green card, so then we can play any of the Broly's for no energy cost from there, or no additional energy cost besides the arrival. So that's a really cool effect, and it's great. 4 Broly Demonic Origins, just so we have some extra energy for that. This could be maybe taken out. I know that might feel weird, but I think this doesn't do too much for us. And it's just the potential, but I think we do need some more red-green cards just to make sure we see 1 turn 1. Vegeta the Cruel, Champa the Trickster, and Topo, I think are the last cards that we haven't touched, and they're really obvious. They're just counters. Champa's great for a lot of reasons. This is like Champa for a deck that can get comboed or get really aggressive. Champa's great for doing that. Vegeta is really great for making sure that we go +1, since this is 1 card that gets rid of 2. And then Topo is, if your opponent's trying to go in on you, you play Topo, and then they have to really decide, like, okay, do I cut my losses and try again next turn to go in, or do I just go in with this disadvantage of having to discard 2 cards per turn? So that's really great, and you have to discard a card from hand, but there are a lot of cards in this deck that can potentially be stuck in hand, so I think it can make some really easy choices there. That's the 50 in the main deck for now. Some side deck choices I'm going to run through real quick. We've got Gallic Cannon because, this is another great counterplay. I think Beerus Ball might be better than it, though. We could play this with no energy. We don't have a lot of flexibility and energy, so this, having that choice there is great. And this can also interact with cards that, if we play our big Broly and they try to, like Cold Bloodlust it. Not sorry. If they try to do like a Champa against it or something, we can just do Beerus Ball, and then that gets rid of it. Is that all you got? This card I originally had in the main when I first built it, but I think we don't need it. But yeah, this is a great card for doing like if we're playing against a really aggressive deck. 1 energy to get rid of 2 of your opponent's cards. Really really easy choice there. Flying Nimbus, because we're running yellow, and Nimbus is great for aggressive decks as well. Denial of Hope's one of the best. I think this is the best 2-drop counterplay, since there a lot of bigger things that have 20k or less just have higher energy costs. So being able to use this and get rid of cards is good. And then we also have Great Ape Sengoku Saiyan Instincts. So since we're running yellow, if you need some more yellow, this card's great because you just have to, like, you can pitch it for free with Beerus. And not that you wouldn't already pitch it for free with comboing, but then you can just use 2 to draw 2. And I'd say like hand advantage might be a bit tricky for this deck, so being able to just get 2 free draws is really good. We also have the 3-drop Beeruses from this set. So when this card is placed in your drop area from your hand by a battle card skill, if this is in play from battle area, you may play this card for your drop. And also activating for green, send this card from your drop area to your warp, choose 1 card in your hand, place it in your drop area, then choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards at any cost of 3 or less and KO it. So having to use 1 energy to get rid of 3 of your opponent's energy is good energy economy. We have a bunch of skills besides itself that already pitch it. So like 4-drop Broly does it, Topo does it, and let's see, there's at least and Helles also does it. Since they all put the cards into the drop area and they're all battle cards, then it's just makes it really easy for this to go off anyways. So we get a free 15k, and yeah, I think that's good. And then also we have the red Beerus. It has crit, and then if we have a red yellow multicolor card in your energy, reduce the energy cost of this card in your hand by 2. So it's just a one drop 15k crit. And so if you want to be more aggressive, we want to poke our opponents more, this could be really good for that. And yeah, I mean, like it's like if you don't like intensifying power trunks, just put Beerus in. It forces you to charge a red yellow. So like turn 1 you charge a red green, turn 2 you charge a red yellow, and so you still have a red green open. So you can play this 3-drop Beerus for 1 red, which red green produces. You have a 15k that can start poking, and you're just already off to the races with your economy. So that seems good to me. But I just intensifying power trunks is a crutch, so I just put them in there. Let's see, Mach Speed Kaioken Goku's. It's the multi-counter that we haven't put in there, so there's that. This is an alternative red yellow multicolor card. The other ones I feel like there are 2 specifics for other archetypes, but this is critical. It also is offering, which is really nice. So this is just really good for value and making sure, like, pressing your opponent with this. It does cost, you have to hard cast this for 3 energy, which can be a little bit steep at times, but if you're playing against a slower deck, this is, I think, a must and can really help you out there. Let's see, Pan Great Ape Whisperer. So here's a really sweet combo that I thought about putting in this deck and I didn't, but I think it has some potential. So this card's broken, we already know this. But so you have to choose 1 of your red battle cards with 25k power or more and place it in your owner's drop area. So what you can do is that you can have, so this is like a super combo with, like, not an actual super combo, but a great combo with like what you can do on turn 3. So you can let's say it's turn 3, you swing with Beerus, you combo with a red card and a green card to get Broly out. So Broly hits the field, blows up something cool, you swing with Broly, and then let's say you're at 4 life, and so after Broly swings, back up. Okay, so you bring Broly out on that combo, and then you, let's say, awaken with your leader, so you untap 2, so you're back at 3 energy again, and then you can say, I play my 5-drop Goku, which brings it in over Broly again. So this blows up Broly, you get the offering, so potentially, drawing 2 more cards, and then it's still the combo step, and so there's still the red and green cards. And so you can, if you have another 4-drop Broly, you can play another one, and then give another minus 15k to 2 things. And so if they have like some really big beefy like barrier dudes that they think are safe, this can potentially get rid of them, and if they're going all in, win you the game, right? So that's something really cool, and it's important that this synergy is because it blows up the card, and this, you can only have 1 of the 6 drops out, so you can play the 6 drop, blow it up with Super Saiyan 4, and then play another 6 drop without even comboing anything else. It's really specific, and it's it's hard to get 2 of these guys in your hand, and it might be kind of hard to get your leader down to 4, but I thought it was really cool, and so now you know about it. And lastly, we have Bardock, because Bardock's also broken and it's yellow. So, and worst case, if this is stuck in your hand, you can just pitch it for free with our leader. So that's that. This is this deck. I think it has a lot of potential. Beerus is to me looking like the premier kind of anti-meta leader right now. I think he has a lot of options, a lot of flexibility. This 5-drop Beerus is just, saying, hey, play me an anti-meta because I can blow up a lot of things that can cause you headaches and make your opponent, not want to do anything. So, yeah, that's going to be it. Let me know what you guys think about this deck. Let me know if it's too ambitious. Let me know what cards I missed to add to it. Like this video, comment on it, subscribe, and I'll catch you all next time.